All right, so the next question is, Scott, I'm having trouble with clients that are not following my instructions. I guess we could say they are resistant clients. I know you talk a lot about this. In your programs. Do you have any tips for very resistant clients? Yes, this is a good question. So let's define what we mean by resistant clients. And just the way that I see it, just to sort of break it down so it's easy for you guys. So resistance could come in many shapes and forms. Resistance could be like to the overall transformation. It could be like for the breakthrough. It could be like, resistance to actually saying yes to you on a strategy call. It could be resistance to, believing in hypnosis or anything like that. But I think sort of where you're coming from is like what happens when a client is sitting in front of you and they seem resistant to the whole process. So here's the one thing I learned about resistance very quickly, and I sort of learned this in an abstract way, was all my clients were, or you could categorize them as being very resistant. Being lawyers and very professional people that I work with, it's not that they were resistant on purpose, they were just very logical. So the normal traditional therapies like close your eyes, go into trance, relax, walk along a beach, see a symbol, walk down the stairs, go deeper, those sort of things wouldn't work because lawyers weren't thinking like that. Professionals weren't thinking about things in that way. Hopefully that sort of makes sense. So what I really had to do was develop a way to create a hypnotic trance, thus the breakthrough would happen without my clients realizing that I had started, that I had actually started the therapy, started the trance and stuff like that. So this is one surefire way to really beat resistant clients, is to do the therapy and coaching in such a way where your clients don't realize you have started. So let's look at the more traditional things. Let's say you pull out a script, your client instantly knows that you've begun. And that's where resistance can come up. Now, resistance could be an unconscious thing as well. We don't know these things. If you do like the suggestibility tests, or you start saying, okay, close your eyes and start to relax, you're instantly letting your clients know that you have begun. So it really depends on the type of therapy that you've been trained in. What I would recommend is trying to learn a therapy where it's not hidden, because that sort of has bad connotations, but allows you to work therapeutically, create the changes, do the techniques and the strategies, the language patterns, whatever it is, without your clients knowing you have started. As soon as your client knows you have started something, resistance will go up. And I realized that with my lawyers very quickly. As soon as I started the traditional stuff, and a couple of times I did use it before I had to develop something else, there was instant resistance. I remember one time saying to one of my clients, hey, close your eyes for me. And he said, no, I don't want to. And I was sort of stuck, because traditionally it was like, close your eyes and relax. And I realized very quickly, the only time I really used that was the first time that it bombed. So resistance, don't look at it as a bad thing. You've just got to change your approach as a therapist or a coach and become more flexible with your strategy. Again, if your clients know you're about to start something, you're giving them clues and hints, thus like a script, or you tell them to close their eyes and relax, or walk down a beach, see a symbol, whatever the traditional stuff is, you're telling your client that you're about to begin. And it could be a resistance, like I said, because they don't want to follow, or it could even be like a fear resistance. We know that clients sometimes with their problem have an identity to that problem. So if they know, it's like they come to you saying, Scott, I want to change this problem, but don't change me. There's that sort of resistance as well. So this could be categorized in very many ways, but I can guarantee the biggest reason why your clients are resistant is because they know you're about to start something, or that you have begun. So if you can find a way to do your therapy, to do your trance, to do your coaching, your breakthroughs, all that sort of stuff, without your client knowing that you have begun, it means that the trance can sort of creep up on them. It can sort of catch them unaware. Now, the resistance most likely is a conscious thing. They're consciously trying to block it or stop it, whether they're doing it for whatever reason it is. You want to sort of get around that. So doing it in such a covert way where your clients don't know you have started is pretty much the easiest way to get over resistance. And also what happens, which is pretty cool, if you can do it in this way, you instantly block the rest of their conscious mind, the consciousness, from interfering. So what you will see as a result of this is not only do you bypass the resistance, but you'll bypass the conscious mind very, very quickly. Thus, the breakthroughs you have will actually happen quicker. Like you'll really start to speed up the breakthroughs that you have with your clients. So it sort of, for lack of better words, really bad metaphor, kills two birds with one stone. I think doing therapy and coaching without your client being aware that you have started and aware that they're like halfway through a breakthrough is by far the most unique way that you can do therapy and coaching, and the quickest as well. So you're going to get a lot from that. So I would recommend getting away from the scripts, the traditional techniques like the timelines and language patterns, all that sort of stuff, if you're experiencing resistance, because it just means your clients are alerted that you have started and they will resist. So try and do your therapy as best you can where they don't know you've started. You could actually even do the therapy in the trance before they even realize what's going on. And before long, they're halfway through a breakthrough or halfway into a deep trance and they have no idea what's going on. Thus, they can't resist you. It's very hard for a client to resist us. If they're halfway to their breakthrough, already in trance, they can't resist us. So that's the sort of thinking around that. Just get a little bit more covert with your strategy and you shouldn't have to deal with any sort of resistance again.